Greetings and salutations, brownies. Welcome to another episode of Just Jazz Vlogs. It is Tuesday, which means it is film review day, which means we go to the movies because it's discount Tuesday. $5 per movie all day. It's excellent. But before we get into that, I want to get into the title of this video. This video is, in fact, called 2 train wrecks in one day. Not to be clickbaited, but at the same time, first train wreck was seeing Super Trooper 2. That was a terrible movie.
That'll give you an idea as to how this is going to go. But continue.
Yes, but the second thing that happened today was that we were on the subway back to our office, and one of the trains caught fire. And we were stuck on the train for almost 2 hours. The good news is, nothing really engulfed in flames, but there was definitely smoke. There were these horrible fumes. He still has a headache. I'm having a few breathing problems. It was just a very interesting. This one woman was so claustrophobic and just had the worst panic attack ever. She tried to jump off the subway.
She was praying to God profusely.
She was walking up and down,
pacing back and forth, saying, "God's coming. God's gonna be here for you." Standing confidence.
Yeah, standing confidence. And
it was just like, the worst part was, I was like, as you pace back and forth, losing your fucking mind.
And there were 2 additional people, including myself, in wheelchairs on this train, and she's walking up and down screaming, "Stand in confidence." And I so badly wanted to say, well, if you can't really stand up. But I wasn't going to be that dick, and I'm glad I wasn't, because I thought she was just, well, you live in a city like us, there are a lot of whacked out drug addict people, but honestly, she was just having the worst anxiety attack in the world. And when we found out she tried to jump the train, and they actually had to catch her so she wouldn't fall, I'm glad I didn't say anything.
It wasn't particularly traumatizing. It wasn't really all that scary. Because,
it really wasn't.
I mean, honestly, it's only because I've worked in auto shops before that I knew the smell of burning metal, and I thought it was bricks. And that's exactly what it was. The sensors in the train are just so acute that it knew the moment the train lit fire to slam the brakes, and that was the moment. And even just as I felt it, I'm like, brakes are gonna smell, something's burning. But that, however, was only the second train wreck of the day.
But really quick shout out to Jesse. We met this nice guy on the train who helped with my wheelchair, because we had to hop from train car to train car, and there was a little gap, and with Dan in the front and Jesse in the back, they were able to lift me in the chair to keep going. So shout out to Jesse. He's in a band. He's a really cool guy. Anyway, if you're watching, thank you, Jesse. You're a really sweet guy. Now on to the first train wreck of the day.
Now this one was traumatizing.
Oh my God, I'd rather sit on that train with those fumes for an additional 2 hours than watching that movie again. That's how bad it was.
I actually was a fan of the original Super Troopers. I thought some of it was a lot of funny. It was a lot of really good pot humor, but they just dropped the ball this one, man, I gotta say.
I never saw the first one, but I wasn't really too worried about it, because generally with comedies like this, you don't have to watch the first one in order to find the second one.
You really didn't have to watch the first one to understand this one, because it literally was the first one's plot line all over again. Just in Canada.
Okay, so it's been at least 10 years since the first movie came out. There are 2 things that I thought could have happened. Either it was going to be really good, because it's been 10 years and they've able to, revamp, get some decent writing, or it was going to be really bad, which it was. Everything I thought was going to happen did, and that's not a good thing at all.
See, so the Indian actor's name was Jay Chandrasekhar.
Yeah.
And I actually like his comedies. I watched Beer Fest and a couple others, and they're really good.
Right.
It's just, I guess that was more of like the early 2000s kind of genre of comedy that just flopped in this one, because not only did they reuse a lot of the same jokes and tropes, but the movie was just so quick. It was like every scene was under a minute.
Well, the movie was
at least it felt like it. It was literally like bam, 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 bam. We're moving on, and we didn't even get time to laugh at each joke if they were funny.
There weren't. The point of this movie is that they are these set of guys have to go to Vermont because they are extending the border of Vermont and Canada.
Which is pretty fucking ridiculous to start off. So all right.
I don't even think it's
how's this-
geographically correct. Like, we're going to put a map up as we talk about this. I don't even think
So
they really meet.
let's start off with the beginning.
Yes.
So we're gonna move a solid whole town out of Canada into Vermont.
Yes.
Just for this plot to happen.
Exactly.
Just to give these guys new jobs and to fight with Mounties, which I'll be honest was a pretty funny idea to think
Right.
about it. But the Mounties and everyone Canadian in this movie. They should have just been like Super Troopers in France. These guys were just way too French. And they also all right. I believed it was perfect in the first movie, the first Super Troopers, and many of other Chandra Sekar's films.
Right.
That I can't remember the big dude's name, but Farva.
Yes.
Farva was hilarious in the first Super Troopers. I mean, you don't know this, but he was hilarious. He was the ass end of every joke, and it was actually great. But now he was just fucking annoying.
He really was. I just wanted to punch him in the face.
Well, that's the intended effect. However, in this movie, it wasn't as funny as it was actually frustrating.
Now, there's a scene where, because he's such a jackass in this movie, they rewire the wire in the
the radio. All right,
the
so that
radio.
was funny.
That was
Because
funny.
that's the best part about Farva was the fact that they would just screw with him. He would be the ass end of every joke, but they didn't do that hardly in this movie. They just let him be an asshole, and it was like, wow.
The only reason why it was actually funny is because if he were a person in real life, I would probably do that to him, and that's why I was laughing, because I could see myself trying to purposely.
And that was basically the whole premise of the first Super Troopers. Even the leader of Cola, just get a large Farva. No, I want my goddamn leader of Cola. They tried to cash in on that joke. Failed.
It's no secret that certain parts of Canadians, they pronounce their O's and their A's differently. Like, they say sorry instead of sorry. And that's not all of Canada. That's actually just one portion
That's really part of that whole, like, French accent thing that I think they were really playing up way too hard.
And it was just stupid. And the other thing they kept making jokes was, okay, America is the only place that still uses base 10. Everyone else uses the metric system. They really...
Yeah, like I saw 20%, I saw 15 to 20% of their jokes were metric system jokes. And I mean, listen,
it's like
I'm all for the metric. I'm an American who's all for the metric system.
It's a lot
Jesus
simpler.
Christ, it's not that funny.
Exactly. Like,
it's just not.
Like, there was a scene where this guy drives by and he's like, "You're like 2.3 meters tall." Like, who says something?
You're
like,
180 centimeters and 92 kilograms.
Yes.
Like,
and I'm like, who says something? That's just a way for you to say that we're stupid Americans who don't know the metric system. We don't even do that. It was just a piss poor. I actually started playing Candy Crush for
I saw that.
and like 20 minutes and texting friends.
So I'm gonna jump in
Towards
the end right now and give this 2 Rob Lowe's out of 10. Because Rob Lowe was also one of the weakest characters in the whole movie.
Wait,
However,
Rob Lowe was in it?
that was the bad guy. That was Rob Lowe.
What?
Yes.
That was Rob Lowe?
See, that's how bad it was. That's
I
how
didn't
terrible it
even
was that she was on her
notice.
phone so much she didn't even notice Rob Lowe and his terrible French accent.
That
Terrible
was-
Canadian accent, by the way.
Why would he sing so low?
Also, Rob Lowe as a Canadian mayor, drug dealer, brothel owner. Oh, that's very Rob Lowe, I gotta be honest. It's kind of funny, especially the commercials that came out in the past couple of years. But 2 Rob Lowe's out of 10.
The other, and I'm going to get this movie 2 clip-on mustaches out of 10. It was just, Rob Lowe, that is a whole new low for him. I could be in that movie. That's how bad that joke was.
That was another thing. They did cash in on they did try to cash in on a lot of puns, and holy shit,
They were
puns in movies that are purposeful and obvious.
Are the worst. There is so much more they could have done with this. For somebody who's never seen the first one, I think I could have been laughing my ass off. But it didn't work. It did not work at all.
So for next week, we're going to try our very hardest to get into Avengers Infinity War
Yes,
to have ourselves an actual awesome movie to talk about and be
We
real
hope.
excited about.
And find out who dies. Yesterday was like the only day I...
All right, real quick. Bets on who dies? I got bets on Hawkeye.
That's what I was gonna take. I'm gonna just say something outlandish because I know it would never
Listen, you have a lot of characters. This is literally a roulette wheel. So...
this is going to be weird. I'm going to say the Hulk, only because that is like the most unlikely person to actually die.
Betting some high. If you're looking high rolling, you're trying to get some big odds. I'm expecting Hawkeye to die.
Yeah.
I'm pissed though, because I like Jeremy Renner and I like Hawkeye as a character, but I know it's gonna happen. But either way, that's for next week.
And also, yeah, that's for next week. We apologize. This was his idea to see the movie, which I really don't mind, because I want us to go back and forth. But damn!
I saw
Now,
the original and I thought I
it's
gave
not your
him too much
fault.
faith.
It's not your fault. Look how. The only thing is, I want to know. I asked him, did Adam Sandler direct this movie? That's how bad it was. That should be like a running
Yeah,
gag.
speaking of selling your soul.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, I'm going to be at Playlist Live, so this may be the only video I put out this week. But if so, there will be an entire recap when I get back of my amazing time at Playlist. If you're going to be there, don't hesitate to say hi. If he's going to be there, just shake your head in disapproval and walk away. Anyway, have a fantastic day. Comment below and tell me your worst movie experience you've ever had, or public transportation video experience you've ever had. And I don't know, put something, do like hashtag Dan. Make Dan a hashtag in the comments below. Okay, goodbye.